We've had morning's Wide World of Sports edition. The first leg of the Flemington Double is race 5, the Winter Championship final. Here is Kenny Callender.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kenny. And a very open race, the Winter Championship final. A lot of chances, and the favourite is actually at 6-1, so that gives you some idea of the open market. Let's look at the prices. Number 1, Prince Ormenium, Greg Childs, riding in absolutely dashing form. Prince Ormenium suited at Flemington, the big stretches. He's at 7-1, well in commission. Cracking back from the David Hayes stable to be ridden by Childs as only rival really at the moment for the Victorian Jockeys Championship. It's either Michael Clark, it's either Clark or Childs for 1991-92. Clark's mount cracking back, I'll get that right, Clark and Childs. Clark's mount cracking back is at 6-1. Charleston Boy to be ridden by Nifty Neville Wilson is a 15-1 chance. I've tipped Big Dermot, a model of consistency, 1-2 starts back, terrific second last start at Sandown, probably was just a touch unlucky. He's ridden by Darren Gauchi, who's running third in the Premiership, and he's a 6.5-1 chance at 13-2. Red Glow from the Hanlon stable is the same price, 6.5-1, and he's ridden by the very strong rider Greg Hall. Benbara Knight is a 30-1 chance. Blame the mare, well in commission, about 8 or 9-1. David Taggart, the young apprentice, is riding Blame. She's quite a tip in some quarters. High Waters at 8-1. Chevelle Classique at 25. Our Joy's Boy, Kevin Forrester at 20. Ritual Star at 40. Eros Valley 16. Kenley Sun at 40. Prairie Fox 60. Southeastern Star 9. Cardinal Red 60. They're about to jump. Here's John Russell at Flemington.
There's the light. They're off. Great start too. Benbara Knight on the inside was the first to jump out from High Waters, and Charleston Boy, Chevelle Classica and Cracking Back began well, and over on the inside Big Dermot is going very fast, and they were followed by Ritual Star and Cardinal Red. A length further back is Eros Valley on the outside of Southeastern Star, Prince Ormenium followed by Our Joy's Boy. Prairie Fox is back behind them. Red Glow Blame on the inside was second last, and Kenley Sun is last of all. 1,200 metres outer, and Benbara Knight the leader by a length to Cardinal Red. 2.5 lengths away High Waters. A length and a half Big Dermot over on the inside of Charleston Boy, being followed then by Prince Ormenium gaining ground. He's over on the outside of Chevelle Classique, followed by the Grey Kraken back over on the inside Southeastern Star, then Ritual Star, Prairie Fox. In behind them then Eros Valley, being followed by Our Joy's Boy, and a long gap to Blame second last, and Red Glow is last of all. 800 metres outer. Benbara Knight doing it well by a length. The Cardinal Red is close handy. 2 lengths to High Waters on the outside of Big Dermot, getting a beautiful run. Close up behind them, making ground around the outside Prince Ormenium, and they were being followed by Charleston Boy, looking for a run behind them. Chevelle Classique, and further back in the field is Cracking Back, and very deep is Kenley Sun, and Blame is a long way back as they straighten up with about 450 left to go. Cardinal Red on the outside coming at Benbara Knight. High Waters is joining in with a good run, and down the outside Charleston Boy running home well. Prince Ormenium at the head of the others, and they were followed by Chevelle Classique, and Cracking Back's a long way back, and Eros Valley and Blame nowhere to go. Now here's Charleston Boy on the outside coming at High Waters. 150 out, and Eros Valley is finishing on well with Our Joy's Boy. Charleston Boy is the leader. Eros Valley is flying down the outside. Charleston Boy, Eros Valley coming at it. Charleston Boy, Eros Valley, they hit the line. Head bobber, maybe Eros Valley from Charleston Boy, nothing in it. And it's tight for third here. Red Glow's come from last in a photo there in company with High Waters and Our Joy's Boy. And behind them, Chevelle Classique, followed by Blame, Prince Ormenium, Ritual Star, Cracking Back, never a chance. Cardinal Red behind them. And they're followed by Big Dermot, Southeastern Star, followed by Prairie Fox, and last of all, Benbara Knight.
Well, let's pick up this replay. Charleston Boy certainly looked home for Nifty Neville Wilson, about a 15-1 chance. And now down the outside is Eros Valley, Stephen King, the Melbourne Cup winning jockey. Eros Valley diving at Charleston Boy. He's going up and down on the one spot. Eros Valley grabs him, and I think you'll find in the photo that Eros Valley gets up to beat Charleston Boy. Max, a thriller at Flemington.
Yes, Kenny, a thriller at Flemington. We'll wait for the photo. We'll be out at the racing saddle and back into the bike for the Tour de France a little bit later on. Plus, we're going to climb into the ring for a wrestling ride. We will be back right after the break.
$3, $12 and $8. Charleston Boy $14.10 and $4.50. Eros Valley $4.30 and High Waters third, paying $3.30. Tips for the Cavalry Cup at Randwick. Ken Callender's gone for number 2, Le Boatman. Noel Smith is the rider. Now in the AFL updating.
Here is John Tapp.
Thank you, Ken. The race is named after the famous hospital at Cogra here in Sydney, which cares for the terminally ill. A lot of the proceeds from sponsorship and a sellout luncheon will go to aid this wonderful institution. A man who was on the fundraising committee is Ken Callender, who's worked very hard towards the day. Ken, congratulations on a job well done.
Thanks, John. Yes, it's a good cause, and Sister Martina Rice, who's the boss there, the sister administrator, I'm sure she's excited about the money raised today, and we'll probably do it every year. But now I've got to pick the winner. Here they go. Sir Craig is 6.5 to 1. My tip, LeBoatman, is getting out now to 6 to 4. Bellanos is firming into about 3 to 1. He's the big firmer. Final Proof in the Tower about 11 to 1. Secretly in Brazen Bell at 20s. Rocky Shout at 7. Nozomi at 50 to 1. The favourite $2.60 now, and $4.20 for Bellanos. That's for $1 investment. $2.60 for LeBoatman and $4.20 for Bellanos. They're the two favourites. And Sir Craig is firmed. I had 13 to 2. Should have been 13 to 4.
In the good level start, and towards the inside, Brazen Bell and Final Proof are about the best out. Beginning smartly, Nozomi, and Rocky Shout striding up on the outside. LeBoatman's going to lob 4th or 5th on the fence when they settle. Out of the straight they go, and Rocky Shout is trapped very wide going to that first turn, and Moses allows him to stride over now to almost join Final Proof, and LeBoatman poking up on the fence. Right behind those, Sir Craig, followed by Nozomi. Brazen Bell secretly is trapped out very wide as they go down the side towards the 1800 mark, and her rider might have to press on closer to the lead, and back towards the tail, the Tower, in company with Bellanos. They've left the 1800 behind them, and Final Proof is in front by about a head now to Rocky Shout on the outside, and LeBoatman is just poking up enough to keep those horses away from the fence, and now secretly is striding around the outside. A length and a half further back, Nozomi, followed by Brazen Bell, Sir Craig and the Tower, and back at the tail is Bellanos as they head to the back. 1400 out in the Calvary Cup, and secretly takes over to lead by about 3/4 of a length to Final Proof, a length and a half to Rocky Shout. LeBoatman 4th on the fence, followed by Nozomi, who's travelling wide. Between runners, Sir Craig. On the fence, Brazen Bell. The Tower starting a forward move, and last Bellanos, but they're tightly packed as they go down the back past the 1200 mark, and again Final Proof got up on the inside to share the lead with Secretly, and they go to the top turn clear of the Tower, who's gone from near last around the outside. LeBoatman's hugging the rails right behind those, and then Rocky Shout, Brazen Bell, Nozomi, Sir Craig being second last, and Bellanos is last, but only 5 lengths covers the field. Over the crossing at the 800 mark, and the long striding Final Proof is in front of the Tower. Secretly has dropped off a little. LeBoatman's on the fence, being niggled a bit now as they come towards the 700 mark. Further back is Brazen Bell, followed by Sir Craig, and Bellanos about to take off, and Nozomi is back near the tail of the field, very tightly packed on the corner. 500 metres out, and the Tower has gone to the lead over LeBoatman, who's under heavy pressure coming around the corner. In third place on the outside as they straighten for home, Rocky Shout, and Bellanos has got to go via the Cape, and Sir Craig's rider electing to stay near the inside as they come over the rise. The Tower tackled by Sir Craig, getting right through on the fence. LeBoatman can't go on. Bellanos down the outside is looking a threat. At the 200 mark, Sir Craig has reached the lead. Bellanos right out in the middle, and the Tower between them, not done with yet. Sir Craig on the fence. On the outside, Bellanos and the Tower in between them, and the three of them are having a ding-dong go as they come to the line. Sir Craig on the inside kicked, and Sir Craig wins the Calvary Cup narrowly from the Tower, and Bellanos, who just didn't go on in the last bit, they streeted the others. 4th, LeBoatman, followed by Brazen Bell, and then Rocky Shout, Secretly, Final Proof, and last Nozomi.
Sunday.
New South Wales TAB dividends for race 6 at Randwick, the Calvary Cup, and the numbers 1, 5 and 3, Sir Craig $4.10 on $1.60, the Tower $2.80, and Bellanos $1.60. A reminder, Ken likes 2 Kiss of Fire to win race 7, the Julie Anthony Plate. Kevin Moses hoping to increase his jockey's premiership lead. Now
that poses the question, have they got a Kamal Cup on the same program, Johnny Tapp?
No Kamal Cup here, Ken, but Julie Anthony is present at Randwick. She's going to sash the winner of the race named in her honour. Julie has been very helpful behind the scenes in organising this big fundraising day for the Calvary Hospital in Sydney, And, well, her presence at Randwick, in my opinion, Ken, gives the meeting a touch of class. I think she's absolutely delightful. I saw her in a club act recently with Barry Crocker, a marvellous duet. It was a fundraising night also for the victims of the Kenthurst bushfires at Dural Country Club some 8 or 9 months back. She's sounding better than ever and looking better than ever, the delightful Julie Anthony.
Yes, John, a lovely lady and a good sort to boot. And she's a great worker for charity, and so, of course, are the St George Bank, and they go well together. Right, the Julie Anthony plate, number 1 on the avenue into 10 to 1. It's got a chance. Kiss of Fire on the tote, shorter than with the bookies. 9 to 4 on the tote. It's my tip. He's today I'll tell whether he's genuine enough. He'll get a good run. If he doesn't run well today, well, we'll put a line through Kiss of Fire. Our Chinook is at 14 to 1. Night Tide at 16 to 1. Naviro probably needs further, but a very promising horse and not out of this at 12 to 1. Pompeii Air, a bit of a tip in the right quarters. Pompeii Air, Larry Elson's mount is at 6 to 1. De La Rue, probably not up to these, 40 to 1. Deep Heat, favourite, second favourite on the tote and almost equal favourite in the ring. Deep Heat into about 11 to 4, actually showing $3.90 for $1. Considered as a scratching. Digger Jack, 10 to 1 chance, out of form this time in, out to 11 to 1. Dom Star, now it's a roughie with a chance in my opinion, showing just a bit better than 16 to 1. Surf Patrol at 80 to 1. Federal Prince 100s, occasion as a scratching. 100 Yarn, 50 Uranai. That's the field. John, there's Pompeii Air, Larry Elson going in, and that's Uranai. Over to you.
Righto, Ken, we've got horses from all over the place here today, including one from Tamworth, namely Night Tides, trained by Paul St Vincent, a young Tamworth trainer who takes them all over the place. In fact, he turned up at the big Golden Fleece meeting at Warren back in May with a couple of horses, so he certainly doesn't mind travelling a kilometre or two when he thinks they can win. Now, his Kiss of Fire coming up into the gates, waiting on our Chinook. Digger Jack in the black and yellow stripes approaching the stalls. Yarn still out. Now, Deep Heat is the horse that Ken was telling you about, has been well supported. Apparently, there he is now, Deep Heat, in the green and brown hoops with Darren Beedman on board. And Darren leaves in the month of September to take up a contract in Hong Kong. So that'll be Sydney's loss and Hong Kong's gain. One of the most popular jockeys riding in Australia today, the one and only Darren Beedman, and one of the best little blokes. Rider of Dom Star out of the saddle. That little boy over there in the green and orange colours is apprentice C. Sparks. And they've blindfolded Dom Star, one of the oldest tricks in the book, when horses are a bit reluctant to move into the gates, block their vision, and 9 times out of 10 they're in the stalls before they realise what's happened. Hasn't that horse got a nice head? Yarn, number 15, a very pretty little horse trained by Pat Murray here at Randwick. A very well-shaped horse, neatly conformed. And that's not to say he can win, because he ran 13th in a field of 18 at his most recent start, although it was over a shorter journey. Now, Yarn and Dom Star look to be the last couple to move in, and they're about set for action. Night Tides is the inside runner, and here's the starter, Bill Cooper, coming over to release the field. Night Tides stands up squarely. Naviro, well behaved. They've thrown Dom Star's blindfold out the back, and they appear to be all set now and ready for dispatch in the Julie Anthony plate. And Julie is here at Randwick to sash the winner of the race, named in her honour. Lights flashing on top. I think I heard a disgruntled exclamation from one of the jockeys in the stalls there, not too happy with things. Gates open, off and running, and there's a good start towards the outside. Yarn is one of the first out on the avenue, quickly spearing to the lead, and Deep Heat began well. Our Chinook is one of the leaders soon after the start, followed by Pompeii Air, and then Dom Star, Kiss of Fire, De La Rue, Digger Jack, followed by Night Tides, Uranai, Naviro, and then Surf Patrol, and dropping out last, Federal Prince in the run to the first turn. On the avenue went to the lead. Deep Heat is second, Yarn third, Our Chinook fourth on the inside. A bit more than a length then to Dom Star on the outside of Pompeii Air. A gap to De La Rue, followed by Night Tides. In that bunch as they race down the side of the track then is Kiss of Fire, followed by Naviro, Uranai, Digger Jack, Federal Prince, and Surf Patrol as last as they approach the 600 metres mark. They've gone at a pretty good clip. On the avenue led. A Deep Heat on the outside is closing fast as they near the turn. 2 lengths away, Yarn, and then Our Chinook, who lost a little ground coming to the turn, followed by Pompeii Air, Dom Star, Kiss of Fire. Further back, Uranai, followed by Night Tides as they turn into the straight. On the Avenue and Deep Heat on the outside are together coming over the rise. They're clear of Pompeii, followed by Yarn and then Domstar, Naviro from a long way back, and down the extreme outside, Kiss of Fire. On the Avenue and Deep Heat are battling it out. Pompeii joining in, and Kiss of Fire on the extreme outside. On the Avenue on the fence just in front of Pompeii, Kiss of Fire. Deep Heat's gone. It's Kiss of Fire on the extreme outside, going best in the last 50 metres, and Kiss of Fire got there. Kiss of Fire beat on the Avenue. Third, Pompeii. Fourth, Naviro. Deep Heat folded up in the last bit, followed by Yarn, Night Tides, Uranai. Then Federal Prince, Surf Patrol, Delarue, Domstar. Digger Jack is a mile back in the field, and last of all, our Chinook.
Were 2, 1 and 6, Kiss of Fire $3.40 and $1.60. On the Avenue $3.20, Pompeii $2.40. Race 7 in Melbourne, the Foster's Lawn Handicap. The tip, Diamond Zephyr, Damien Oliver, the jockey. AFL progress score.
You know, in the first leg in Melbourne, where Charleston Boy and Eros Valley, I thought Eros Valley had arrived for sure, but anyway, that was the first leg. Here's the second leg, and I've got a winner here for you too. Grey Man, ridden by the young lady Michelle Irwin, is at 3 to 1. Plum Crazy is a scratching. Send a Sign, Kay Forrester, is at 14 to 1. Comedy Dancer, Darren Gauchi, at 10 to 1. Now, I do think this favourite to win, Diamond Zephyr, needs plenty of room and will get it down the straight at Flemington. Down the straight, 1,200 metres. It's a beaut race for him, and or for her, I should say. Get your sexes right. Diamond Zephyr is at 2 to 1. Unspoken Word, not sure he's going quite as well as he was, but by golly, he's well in commission today. He's a 4 to 1 chance, ridden by the leading rider, Greg Childs. The Ronti, David Taggart, is a 9 to 2 chance, 4.5 to 1, and then we get into the roughies. Imperial Bounty at 25 to 1, Mr. Sulu at 25 to 1, Phil the Earners a scratching, Icefire at 60 to 1, and Disrepute at 40 to 1. There's quite good raps on this lady jockey, Lisa Irwin, who's riding Grey Man. I'll tell you whether she should be home doing the laundry or making the beds after we see her go round today. I hope she's not too good, because I've got my money on Diamond Zephyr. And we know Damien Oliver is a classy rider. The Melbourne jockey for the Lee Friedman stable, and he's ridden such class horses as Scalacci. Won all the top races on Scalacci, the Lightning, the Oakley Plate and the Newmarket this year, and as well as the Galaxy up here in Sydney when he beat the red-hot favourite Hugh Clays. No turn in this race. It's a straight run down the 1,200 metres at Flemington. They're nearly all in, remember. No turns at all. A straight race. Here's John Russell.
Thank you, Graham. All set to go here for the Foster's Lawn Handicap. Favourite is Diamond Zephyr, and they'll soon be on their way. Unspoken Word's gone in. Lights on and away. They go to a good start too. And Imperial Bounty, one of the first to stride from Grey Man and Laronti. Unspoken Word and Icefire going very fast. Just behind them, Sender Sign and Diamond Zephyr. And Comedy Dancers just in behind them. And Mr. Sulu further out on the track as they run down with about 900 metres left to go. Now on the inside here, going forward, Imperial Bounty just in advance of Laronti. And they were followed by Unspoken Word up in the leading group. And a bit further back then is Comedy Dancer. Sender Sign is in behind them, followed by Icefire. And over on the inside is Diamond Zephyr, being followed a bit further back in the field there by Mr. Sulu as they race onto the course proper with about 750 metres left to go now. And Unspoken Word, one of the leaders here with Imperial Bounty, and Sender Sign is joining in. Comedy Dancer, Disreputer. Diamond Zephyr looking for a run just behind them, followed by Icefire, Mr. Sulu, and Grey Man's a long way back at the tail of the field. 350 metres left to go. Unspoken Word on the outside's got his head in front here of Imperial Bounty, and Laronti finishing on well, and a long gap to Diamond Zephyr's got nowhere to go. Unspoken Word has dashed away on the last 150 metres, over 2 lengths to Laronti, followed by Imperial Bounty, and it's a treble for JB Cummings and Greg Charles. Unspoken Word won it well, about 2 lengths to Laronti. Diamond Zephyr, I think, has got up to run third, followed by Imperial Bounty and Mr. Sulu, and the next home would be Comedy Dancer, followed by Icefire, Grey Man, followed by Disrepute, and last home is Sender Sign.
Current affair, our international
Again from the sports desk, race 7, the Foster's Lawn Handicap at Flemington. Victoria TAB dividends for you on 6, 7 and 5. Unspoken Word $5.20 and $1.90. Laurent $1.80 and Diamond Zephyr $1.40. Well, at least that 7th race at Melbourne was a little more orderly than the events this week in the Italian town of Siena. For a start, the jockeys had a disagreement before the race started. In fact, they were still belting each other as the starting cannon went off. But the riders were subdued in time for a restart, and that's when the rough and tumble really began. The early leader fell, and the rider tripped another riderless horse. It was quite incredible. Somehow, the horse didn't get injured. Watch this. Terrible. But the winner, yes, it was our friend who was busy belting the other jockey at the start. His name is a local hero by the name of Andrea De Gates, who's now won a record 14 times. Everyone loves him, except maybe the fellow he was belting before the start of the race. Quite extraordinary, Ken.
Yeah, it's one way you get rid of the opposition before you begin.